Hey guys, welcome to the Wolf Hill Forest Preserve. This is one of Smithfield, Rhode Island's most popular hiking trails, and actually one of the most popular hiking trails in the state. Right behind me is the Stump Pond. We visited that in an earlier video, and we're about to hit the trails over here. This hill is a few hundred feet tall, and on the top of it's called the Mercer Lookout. You can see the Providence skyline and a lot of the southern part of Rhode Island. If you got binoculars, you can even see the very beginning of the bay where the Blackstone River ends in Providence. So let's go check it out and see what we can find. So this is the Wolf Hill Forest Preserve. Here's a trail map. We start down here over at the parking lot, and then we're going to take the Maury Trail, Mary Maury Trail, World War II Memorial Loop Trail. We're going to visit the Airmen Memorial, which is a site where a plane crashed during World War II, full of some World War II airmen who unfortunately perished. So there's a memorial for them. And we're going to get all the way to the top to the Mercer Lookout. This is the top of the hill, and that's where we're going to be able to see Providence. We'll turn around and head back. And in an earlier video, we actually did go to the quarry, which is on the other side of the hill. We're not going to visit that today, but if you want to see what that looks like, I'll have a link up at the top of the screen. That's the other side of Wolf Hill, and that area is an old granite quarry. Alright, so behind me is the start of the actual Wolf Hill Trail. There is some nice paved, well, not paved, but they put some wooden block stairs behind me, which we'll climb up. This place was actually founded as a park in the year 2000, and the plane crash that happened over here on this hill happened in 1943. So there was a long period, almost 60 years, of this area just being woods before I guess they actually cleared it out and had the trails installed. But I believe there's over 300 acres here, 6 miles of hiking trails. So we're going to start now at the trail that's going to lead to the World War II Memorial Loop. We'll check out that monument first before heading to the top of the hill. So on many hiking trails, they have these trail info boxes where you can open it up and they'll have some notes left from other hikers. I hope that's not dog poop. Looks like there's a Bluetooth speaker in here. That's interesting. Well, I was hoping it would have like a notebook or something that you could read about the trail, but I guess not. Let's continue on. There's a trail right there, but it looks like they closed it for restoration, so they must be using this one to try to get the natural trees back. You can see the trails. People hike and they flatten the areas, and there's not the ability for a lot of plants or weeds to grow, so they're probably trying to restore that area for some reason, bring back the natural landscape. Wow, look at this. All these downed trees. A lot of tree stumps here. And someone built like a little wall or like a teepee over there. Okay, so yeah, this is some kind of an area where people do outdoor activities. Look at the green on the pine trees. That's really cool. They're the only green plants in the area. Nothing else has grown back yet. There's another trail down there, but that's not the way that we want to go today. That one's going to bring us, I believe, I'm not really sure where that one goes. It might bring us into a loop actually, but I'm just trying to get directly up to the top of the hill for you guys so we can get to the monument and see the skyline. Look at that. Today ended up being a beautiful day outside. I was worried it was going to be a little cloudy, but for the most part it's pretty open, cloudless, and it's warmer. It's in the 50s, so summer's starting. Look at this big mangled mess of tree right here. Oh yeah, you can see all the roots. It looks like the wind or something just completely knocked that one down. And we're about to come to the first elevation area on this hike. Once we climb up here, we'll notice that we're getting a bit higher up the hill, but there's a lot of rocks. So this is kind of like a little mini mountain right here. And this trail actually reminds me a lot of some of the mountains that are in New Hampshire, how rocky the terrain is and how it gets steep. Of course, much shorter of a climb, but it's got a similar look. So if you want to just get out for a bit and get like a New Hampshire-like landscape over here in Rhode Island, then the Wolf Hill Forest Preserve can do that for you. Let's keep climbing. All right, coming to the top of this point, and we got a convergence of different trails. So to my left is that red trail that I was wondering where it went. Looks like it did just go into a big loop. Up there, that's another trail. I'm not quite sure where it goes, but we want to continue on this green one. This is eventually going to link to that World War II memorial loop. And there's some cool looking moss on the ground right here growing. Look at that greenery. That's a nice shot. Check out those tree roots growing right there. You got the big tree right here, and then you can see these exposed roots just twisting and turning over the trail. We got some more incline coming up, some more rocks. And this is strange, look at this. About halfway up this hill, there's a boat. Don't ask me how it got here, but I've seen this before. Yeah, I don't know how this got there. What does it say right here? Take a look. The world is a den of thieves. I mean, I guess that's true. All right. I don't know how that got up there, but that's going off the trail, so we'll turn around. There's a teepee right there that somebody built as well. Okay, so here's something interesting that not a lot of people might know about hiking trails, unless you are an avid hiker. But if you can see this trail marker here, behind me you can see that there's two lines. There's the green line, and then there's the line up on top too. It's gonna be my left. That means that you need to take a left on the trail. If you see the opposite way, one's on this side, you got to take a right. So if you're ever on a hiking trail and you don't know what these mean, they're not just there to mark the tree, they're trying to show you which way to go as well. So if there's two of them, one above, take a left, one above the right, take a right. All right, let's continue. Taking a left. Look at that. That's crazy. Huge knot in this tree. Wow. You can make a good piece of furniture out of that for sure. There's some more of this rocky terrain. Looks like somebody even arranged a bridge out of these rocks. Alright, so right now we're going to leave the Mary Maury Trail and we're going to head on this one right here. This is the World War II Memorial Loop. It takes a left. We're going to follow these yellow trail markers, and this is going to bring us up to the monument I had explained earlier, where in 1943 there was the World War II airmen who unfortunately crashed their plane on the side of this hill. So let's keep going and we'll go check that out. And yeah, this is, you can see, a pretty decent sized hill, not quite a mountain, but the trails are long enough where they stretch it out. You get a good incline. We may get anywhere between 3.5 to 5 miles total on this loop that we're doing today, possibly a little more. We are gonna hit the major spots. And again, the trail is inclining. So this World War II Memorial Loop Trail too, you can definitely feel a noticeable incline as you climb in. You can see that you're going up. So we'll keep it up on these ledges. And I remember this actually hugs this cliff over here, which is cool. You can feel the wind through the trees. Starting to see some horizon poke over. And look at this. I don't know how this is possible, but it looks like this tree fell into this other one, and it's just supported by the branches on top of that tree. So it's like hovering over the ground with no trunk, just leaning against this one. The things you see deep in the woods are crazy. Oh, check this out. They built this little stone bridge here. You get a swamp back there. And I apologize for being out of breath. I just ran a little while. The trails all kind of look the same over here, so I figured to save time, let's do some jogging and keep ascending to the top of the hill. And we are actually almost there, so let's keep going. All right, so here's the power lines area. In the last video on the Powder Mill Ledges Audubon Society, we filmed further down where these power lines go, but these are part of the East Coast interconnection, I believe. This goes all the way from Quebec to Florida. Not all of them are hikeable trails though. Some of these go through swamps and very dense wooded areas, private property as well, I believe. So not all of it's accessible, but you could theoretically walk from Quebec to Florida on these hiking trails. So look at that huge rocky ledge that way. That's going to lead to Farnham Pike, which is where the Farnham Pike Cemetery is, and those railroad tracks in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Down this way is going to lead to Mountaindale Road, and that's where that quarry is from an earlier video. You can just see the valley though that was carved into this hill. It kind of reminds me of something from like the Himalayan foothills when I'm up here, minus the power lines. But that's a beautiful, very expansive site. We're going to continue down that trail over there and find the World War II Memorial Loop now. So let's go. That view is breathtaking. You wouldn't even think that's Rhode Island. It looks like somewhere out west or something. We got a convergence of trails. There's a trail down there, which I think that's the one we're going to take back. And then this one to the left is going to be the one that leads to the monument. So let's follow this for a bit. This is convenient. It's like they knew it was going to get muddy, so they put these little rock steps here for us. So checking on the map, the marker should be somewhere up to my left over here, to my next left. And we're starting to get close to where that granite quarry is. You can see there's some big granite rocks in this area that they used to quarry on the other side of the hill. I mean, some of these are cool. You could like make a kitchen countertop maybe. There's some chemtrails up in the sky. Okay guys, this is crazy. So I thought in the distance I could hear like an engine running or a motor, like someone was driving an ATV out here. But it turns out these are the frogs. They're coming out from their hibernation. I have never seen so many frogs in my life. Listen to this. This is incredible. We're gonna go down there and get a better look. I can't believe this, really. I mean, it's beautiful to hear and to see. Those little ripples above the water are all frogs that are just hopping around, enjoying their happy sunny day. There's got to definitely be turtles and water snakes in here too, I'd imagine. So I'm not gonna want to go swimming in this thing, but that's cool. The spring is here. And we're gonna wish the frogs a nice day. We'll probably see them on the other side of that trail over there, because right now I found the trail that's gonna lead us to the memorial loop. So let's go check that out and see that memorial that I've been hyping up so much for you guys. I can't believe the luck we've had today so far with the weather, with these views. I mean, look where we're at behind us right here. And then we got these frogs just hatching for the first time of the season. Perfect time to check this place out. And now right in front of me is the memorial for the soldiers. So let's go and pay our respects. And we'll read what the monument has to say over here too. So here we go, this rock right here. I'm not sure if this rock was naturally here before the crash or if they placed it. There is no wreckage of the plane here anymore. That's all been cleared out. So if you were thinking of seeing a plane wreckage in the woods, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we do get this beautiful rock here and the memorial with our flags. So on this location on the 5th of August 1943, 3 U.S. servicemen perished in an aircraft accident. They list their names. Looks like Lieutenant Otis Portaweg. He was from Richmond, Virginia. We have Sergeant Herbert D. Booth from New Jersey, Rahway, New Jersey. And then this one from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, Lieutenant Saul Winston. So, very crazy. We got this like little cave here that someone, I don't know how they got this rock on top. That's wild. And look how green it is over here in this area. You really have to think what that must have been like for those soldiers who crash landed here. Wow, look at this place. You can tell the snow melting really nourished the moss. All right, well, the next stop from here is going to be to do the top of this hill. That's the Mercer lookout. And that is maybe another mile, gonna be facing west. We're gonna head towards Mountaindale to get there. And then we're gonna get a good view of the Providence skyline from the top. We're also gonna see, I think it was the Maury family themselves that had a home on the very top of the hill that overlooked the skyline. It wasn't Providence skyline back then though. This was back in like the 1800s. But you can see their old driveway, and you can also see the remnants of their home, like the chimney. So we're gonna go check that out right now. Come join me. All right, rest in peace to the soldiers. Glad we get to see this. Now we're gonna head on the way to the summit of Wolf Hill. And here's an interesting fact I've learned about Wolf Hill while I was researching. This place actually was named after wolves that used to roam northern Rhode Island back in the 1800s. Since then, they have been extirpated, I believe the word is, or they've been pretty much extinct in the southern New England area. They were hunted or killed along with rattlesnakes and a lot of other native animals that used to live here, like the cougar, the mountain lion, which may be returning. But nowadays, wolves have moved further north to Maine, the Canadian border. They're no longer found in Rhode Island, but the name Wolf Hill still persists as a memory of the wolves that did once roam here. For any fossil hunters out there, I would highly suggest checking this place out, because there's so many broken up rocks when they dynamited this area out for the power lines that there's got to be something in here, like a fossil of a shell or something, you know. I don't have the time to get on my hands and knees all day and look at every single rock, but I mean, just the amount of sheer broken up rock around here, you have to be able to find something. So hey, if anybody wants to join me one day and we can do an expedition up here and see if we can find any fossils, I'm down. Rocks, you can find some pretty cool looking gems. I just found this nice quartz crystal. That's a good specimen. Very shiny. So I'm gonna keep this one for sure. Let's see if there's any other cool stuff here. There's a nice little mini one right here. That's a very nice specimen. It looks almost like a tooth. Cool. So yeah, if you are a rock collector, or if you like looking for hidden gems like crystals, they're all over the place around here. Wow, look at that one. That's a nice shape too. Look at this nice piece of granite here. This is a good specimen. There's definitely some cool rocks that you can find out here. Okay, right here I just found the Holy Grail. That's a nice piece. Wow. It's a beautiful quartz crystal. And it's a big chunk. All right, look at that. There's the horizon over there with the windmills. And then to our left, we're going to finally get to the trail where we're going to be able to see the top. So let's keep pushing. Down there is some strange construction stuff that's been there forever. A trailer. But we're going to take a left and go this way to get to that beautiful view. We got a memorial to, looks like, Tom Robitaille. All right, we are finally getting to the top of the hill. And we're gonna get that beautiful view that we were waiting for. Whoa, here we go. Okay. There's a trail marker. That's the view right there. There's the Providence skyline way out in the distance. This looks like it's as far as I can zoom in. I'm not sure how good you guys can see the Providence skyline, but it's over there with the two buildings. And behind me is this chimney right here. So this is the foundation from the home. I don't know if it was the Maury family house that this was, but it looks like something from Blair Witch Project, really. So we successfully got to the top of Wolf Hill to see the Mercer lookout. We're gonna head back now to the Power Lines Trail and take the loop back to the World War II Memorial Trail, and then that's gonna lead us back to the parking lot. Look at this nice bridge they built. Ah, that sound is nice. Oh, I'm glad I came down this way. Look at this big rock ledge that's in front of us over here. Looks like there may even be some small caves. So let's go check them out and see what we can find over here. I did bring the flashlight. We'll see how deep they go. Look at this thing right here. This looks like it's some type of a cave. Let's see how deep it goes. Oh wow, it actually does go deeper than I thought. I don't think that's big enough for a person to squeeze through, but if you see back there, it does actually continue. So this probably digs deep into the hill, the ledges. Found an even bigger cave over here. Let's check this out. It's not very deep, just a rock pile, but that's still cool. Squeeze down there. Look at this, somebody hung a little tree in the or a house in the tree. All right, finally finishing this hike up. This is actually the end of the trail now, walking back to the car. I did almost 6 miles, so it was a big hike today. I'm feeling tired. I did a better workout out here than I would have at the gym. So we're gonna wrap things up. I do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. You can see beautiful stump pond behind me. And this is now the end of the Wolf Hill Forest Preserve hike. This was a trek. So if you guys want to see one of Rhode Island's best hikes that it has to offer, come to this place and you won't be disappointed. Hey guys, a quick after video. Made it back home and I just washed the rocks that I found. Check out some of these, what they look like, nice and polished. So here's the 2 smaller quartz crystals. Here's a piece of granite that looks nice. And this is my favorite, this giant quartz crystal. So you can find some cool things on the hiking trails. Not exactly a fossil, but nice and shiny. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next hike.